This is Autoline Daily with the latest news in the global automotive industry. On Friday, we reported about FCA forming a joint venture with Foxconn to manufacture electric cars in China. At the time, neither company had commented publicly, but later that day, FCA confirmed it is in talks with Foxconn. The automaker says it's in the process of signing a preliminary agreement with Foxconn, and they hope to have a binding agreement in the next few months. FCA is way behind its competitors in China and with electric cars, so this partnership will help plug that gap. A week ago, the hot rumor was that Chinese automaker Geely was in talks to buy Aston Martin, but then the Canadian billionaire Lawrence Stroll swooped in to buy it instead. Lawrence Stroll is the father of Formula One driver Lance Stroll. Not only is he funding his son's racing career, he even bought the team he races for, Racing Point. Up till now, Aston Martin has been the title sponsor for the Red Bull racing team. But if Lawrence Stroll ends up buying Aston Martin, it's expected that it will become the name of the racing team. Meanwhile, that means Red Bull may need to go out and find another title sponsor, which reportedly goes for about $50 million a year. Due to stricter emission rules around the globe, automakers have been buying more and more palladium, a precious metal used in catalytic converters. There's now a shortage, and that's caused the price of palladium to skyrocket to record highs. Reuters reports that an ounce is now more than $2,500, its highest ever. That's up from $500 an ounce in January of 2016, and before this rally, palladium had never exceeded $1,100 an ounce. And the situation isn't expected to get better anytime soon. Analysts are predicting shortfalls in palladium supply this year and next, which means prices will continue to climb. New car sales in the U.S. topped 17 million units for the 5th year in a row if you include heavy-duty trucks. And that's what so many headlines focused on. But one part of the market that flew under the radar was the commercial van segment. Automakers sold 442,000 commercial vans last year, up 9%, while the total market was down 1.4%. Commercial sales are an ever more important part of the business for GM, Ford, and FCA, and even Mercedes-Benz. It's a profitable segment that's growing and is less cyclical than the retail market. The 4 top sellers are the Ford Transit, Chevrolet Express, Ram ProMaster, and Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Surprising to see the Express in the number 2 spot because it's been around forever. But if I guess it ain't broke, don't fix it. As automakers move their way towards level 3, 4, and 5 autonomous cars, they have to add 5 to 6 radar units to their cars to get a 180-degree view around it. But a startup company called Lune says they only need 1 unit with the new radar that it's invented. Traditional automotive radars have a range of 150 meters. The Lune can see 300 meters away. Traditional radars have a resolution of 2.5 to 3 degrees. The Lune has a resolution down to half a degree. The secret is in the software and the 3D printed antenna that almost looks like a mini Death Star. The technology is so promising that Toyota, BMW, and Continental invested in the company. While the Lune radar is not cheaper than a traditional unit, if you only need 1 instead of 5 or 6, it represents a real cost reduction. Toyota is making a number of changes to where its vehicles are made in North America, and it's all about lining up production based on platforms and common architectures. Its Indiana plant, which recently completed a major update, will now focus on production of midsize SUVs and vans, including the Highlander, Highlander Hybrid, and Sienna. The Toyota Sequoia will no longer be made there and will move down to Texas, which will now focus on full-size, body-on-frame pickups and SUVs. That move pushes out the Tacoma. The midsize truck will now be built in Mexico. Toyota says these moves will not result in any job cuts.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. Your journey, our passion.
Toyota has a history of developing technology such as robots and vehicles for space travel, and now its luxury brand is creating futuristic concepts for moon travel. Lexus was asked to contribute design sketches of a lunar mobility concept for the art and design magazine Document Journals. The concepts were created by its European design studio, who ended up making a series of 7 concepts from 5 designers. The concept selected to appear in the print version of the magazine is called Zero Gravity. It's a motorcycle-like vehicle that uses magnetic levitation and features a reinterpreted version of Lexus's spindle grille. We don't have time to detail all of the concepts, but if you'd like to learn more about the others, just click the link in today's transcript or in the description box below. Subaru is known for its boxer engines, but by mid-2030s, the Japanese automaker says it will only sell electric vehicles worldwide. Since Subaru is a smaller company, it's partnering with Toyota to help cut development and manufacturing costs. Subaru will develop a strong hybrid using Toyota's technology, as well as work on a full electric car with Toyota, which are both scheduled to come out later in the 2020s. While it's using Toyota's hybrid technology, Subaru says it still wants vehicles that are distinctly Subaru. So we expect only all-wheel drive to be offered, and plenty of commercials with dogs. And speaking of electric vehicles, another startup is getting closer to launching its first car. The production version of the Lucid Air will debut at the New York Auto Show in April. Lucid has some good people on board. CEO Peter Rawlinson comes from Tesla, and lead designer Derek Jenkins made a name for himself at Mazda. The company currently has 80 prototypes working out the final kinks, while it also continues to build its factory in Arizona, which is expected to be up and running by the 4th quarter of this year, and build its sales and service network. Refundable pre-orders of $1,000 for the Lucid Air can be made right now. But that wraps up today's show. Thanks for watching, and please join us again tomorrow.